The Plas, the Plastic Man. He's a superhero by the DC Comics. He mixes in a little superhero-ness with some humor with that. You know, the Plas is great to watch. I love watching them, but you don't want the Plas to come see you, and I'll tell you exactly why. You have to have your health, or all this other stuff is all for naught. You know, once you get on one medication, 3 or 4 years later, you're going to probably be on 3 or 4 more to combat some of the side effects from the first one. Even if you retire with $100 million, if you don't have your health, what good is it? So you got to think about what are your retirement goals, but not only what are your retirement goals, you have to think about your level of activity that you're going to need for those goals. Now, when I talk about the Plas, I'm talking about plastics. Stay away from the Plas. You don't want plastics around. There's a whole new field just being discovered called microplastics. Microplastics are everywhere. We're just starting to learn about the effects of microplastics and how bad they are in the environment and our bodies. But we're finding microplastics in fish, animals, shellfish, chicken, deer, in the water, in the air. So in the food we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink, all have these microplastic particles, fibers in them. It's not good for your body. You know it's not going to be good. If you're eating it, drinking it, and breathing it, it's going to have some effect on the body. In fact, in the ecosystem, the microplankton are the smallest food source in the ocean. As the food chain goes up, that the little fish eat, and the bigger fish eats the little fish, and the bigger fish, and bigger and so on, until you get the really large fish like the tuna and things like that, that are the top on the food chain. But it all starts with the microplankton. And they did a study, and they took these microplastics, and they took a fluorescent microplastic that was like a bright green. And you can see these little bright green dots in the video. Now these plankton, you see go around, they start eating these little green dots, and it starts to be a green glow in their belly from all the microplastics that they're collecting in their inside their body, in their digestive system. So now the little fish eats them, that gets a bunch more, that gets magnified again. A bigger fish eats that eats a lot of little fish, that gets magnified. By the time you get the food chain to those big fish, they have a lot of microplastic in there that's really affecting our health a lot. Where do microplastics come from? Well, a big part of that is synthetic clothing. You know, about 60% of the clothing is synthetic now. 70 million tons. Remember, a ton is 2,200 pounds. So 70 million 2,200 pound units of clothing, synthetic clothing, is produced a year. Wow, that's a ton. Microplastics are also found in cosmetics, flotation devices, packaging is another huge one. Glitter, and bags, all kinds of grocery bags and storage bags and packing bags, packaging wraps. Bottles, another huge source. All these plastic bottles. They're in ropes, toothpaste, all different types of gels, exfoliating gels. In fact, that gel is that slippery thing, and that's that plastic, microplastic, that makes it slippery. So like exfoliating gels, hair gels, nail polishes, nail polish gels, microwaves. Never put anything in a microwave that you cook with that has plastic. In fact, you shouldn't be cooking in a microwave anyway, but if you have to use a microwave, do not put anything plastic in there. Don't put Tupperware, plastic bowls, plastic plates, plastic cups, plastic silverware, saran wrap. When that microwave hits the plastic, it just shoots those plastic particles into the food in a really strong toxic source that you eat straight into your body. Water bottles. Do not leave water bottles, sports bottles like Gatorade bottles, out in the sun especially. That sun hits that, does the same thing like the microwave. It just shoots a plastic into the fluid, then you drink it. You can even taste it. You could leave a water bottle out in the sun for 5 minutes, come back and take a drink out of it. You can taste the plastic in there. That's how strong it is by the time you can taste it. Another huge source of microplastics, laundry from all those synthetic clothing. The average load of like a 12-pound load of laundry, there's 140,000 to 700,000 plastic microfiber particles per load. So you take the average household of a family of 4 and the number of loads they do per year, that comes to about 1,100 million fibers of that microplastic that you're producing just out of your laundry. We're just beginning to understand the effects that microplastics have on our environment and our body. They're just starting to do studies. They've already proven that microplastics decrease growth. They decrease reproduction. That's another thing, more reproductive problems. They carry toxic chemicals. You know, you have those synthetic clothes, and if they get stinky from sports, especially if kids are in sports, it's really hard to get that stink out of clothing anymore. That's because that stink gets inside the plastic. You know, like I said, if you're eating, breathing, and drinking these plastics, it's got to have some effect on your body. It's not normal, it's not natural, it's not supposed to be inside your body like that. So some other things that we know it affects a lot of autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, celiac, Sjogren's, MS, ankylosing spondylitis, type 1 diabetes, alopecia, vasculitis, temporal arteritis, most thyroid conditions are autoimmune, about 93% of them are, as a matter of fact, and psychosis. It affects digestive issues with your body. It's toxic to things like your thyroid, so toxic to it because your thyroid is mostly a fatty gland, and that fat, anything that's fat absorbs toxins at a higher rate. So, you know, you can watch the Plas, but you don't want the Plas coming to see you. So do everything you can to keep the Plas away from you, your family, your house. Say no Plas. This is the world's best health coach. As always, feel better, look better, and live better. So if you enjoyed this video, take some time to subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button for this video, tag a friend, or share this video with someone that you think it will help. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help. As always, feel better, look better, live better.